Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Murder Corner with a super secret special fan art edition. I drew some Pokemon fan art, and I figured I'd just kind of go over it and talk about the process. You can kind of see, I like traced over the Snorlax just to kind of redline it. This is good practice to like learn where all of the features are on a character, and then I go back through and I just resketch it, and it's a simple character, so I really didn't need to do that. I just kind of thought it'd be fun to show that process of like it's okay to trace over something to figure out where everything is going to be exactly on a character. It'll help you place those things properly on them. So yeah, I pull up this reference. I don't even really end up using it very much. I kind of get a couple of ideas from it, and then I just kind of do my own thing. Uh, I decided to kind of change the jacket a lot. It's definitely not as intricate, and I also end up changing where the frills and stuff would be. That ends up being a T-shirt, and kind of at this point, I realize like what I'm doing. Like this Snorlax is gonna be a villain. This is a bad dude. This Snorlax is just wearing some fur. He's just feeling himself, and he's just out here enjoying himself. So he's out here to commit some crimes. So yeah, and I decided the cane was going to be a Cubone skull, so I pulled up a reference for that real quick, and then I decided he's going to be wearing a clef key as a necklace, and uh, I feel like this Pokemon gets a bad reputation just because it's car keys, but like I don't know, Magnemite's not much better. A lot of the first generation Pokemon were just as dumb. We were just kids, so we liked them. Like Magnemite's just a little metal ball with some magnets on him, and his name's Magnemite. It's like that's not super original. So I don't know. I actually think Klefki is a cute little Pokemon. I thought it'd be fun to include. I start to sketch out all the keys, like in their perspective, and I'm like struggling with it a little bit. And I zoom out, and I'm like, this doesn't even look good. Like I don't like this. So I realized like I don't need all those extra keys. I just need the actual little character, and I'm gonna put them on like a little heart pendant. And then I start sketching out the chain. And at first, I was going to make that like a drawing that I could just trace over. And eventually, I just decided, well, this is close enough for now. Like, that's a future me problem. So I just kind of leave it as like a janky reminder that that's what a chain's going to look like. So originally, this would have been the whole drawing, but like, I don't know, I was just feeling it. So I was like, I'm going to add some more characters. I add Mimikyu, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. I have a tattoo of him that I did myself. So I just start playing with him and uh, kind of trying to make it look cool and interesting. From here, it probably gets a little less creative. I feel like I added a lot to these two characters, and then the rest of them I was just like, okay, and then there's a couple more Pokemon over here. Uh, but yeah, I start to draw a Sylveon, and this is about where I ended that night because it was like in the morning at this point, and I was just struggling. uh, this character took me so long to draw. It like really frustrated me because like, I just could not get her feet right, and like all the little bits, I just spent forever working on her or him. Them. It could be either. But yeah, I spent forever, and I don't really do much with the character. I don't add a lot to make it interesting. They're pretty much just there. But the thought was like he's this villain. He's got this exotic pet. The Mimikyu is supposed to be his henchman, and yeah, I just really had fun with this scene. It was just uh, a nice break from making original art all the time. I used to make a lot of fan art. That was like my thing. That's what I would do before NFTs or like any of that. I would just draw a bunch of fan art and put it on Instagram. Uh, and it's fun. Like it's a nice little break because these characters are already established. So it's more just playing with designs that already exist than actually having to design a character yourself. So I don't know. I think that's a good place to go if you're feeling uninspired. Is just pick a character you like and just draw them. Just look up reference. Just try to draw them. Try to make them look different. Try to make them look exactly like the drawing. Whatever you're feeling. It's just good practice. This is how most people learn to draw the things that they do. So, and Pokemon was a huge one for me. So yeah, I end up making the ribbons kind of go this way. I put them both on one side because they were kind of clashing with the composition and like running into the Snorlax. So I just figured I'd put the two on the one ear, and I think it looks fine like that. I put a couple of Ghastlies up there. I just copy them. I change them a little bit so they're not the exact same, but um, I just figured they would be like nice little complements to the scene. Uh, and then I add Duskull, and I actually had somebody recently ask me about like the skulls I draw, and they were like, they're really unique. Like, do you know like where you got this idea from? And I was like, I don't know. It's just reference from all kinds of different stuff. And then I looked at this guy and I was like, oh no, it's like probably pretty exclusively from him. Like that, I really love the way his skull looks, and like I probably took that almost exclusively into my artwork. So that's definitely a huge inspiration to how I draw skulls. Is seeing him. I used to draw him a lot. I thought he's really cool. So yeah, then I start the line work, and this is on a separate day. I think I started it, and I was like, I just can't do this right now. So I completely quit and started doing the line work the next day. So this drawing went on for 4 days of just separate sessions of me going back to it and then drawing it and getting tired or just getting frustrated and giving up and then going to the next day. But on this day, I finished the line work, and yeah, I just go through and just add the lines. There's never really much to say about line work because it's just adding the lines. Like there's no real trick to it, and there's the sketch is already established. So I've already told the story of what my thought process was and like how we got here. So now I need something to kill time until I start with the coloring. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this one. It was something I haven't done in a while, and I just wanted to spend a long time on it. Unfortunately, it's fan art, so I can't monetize it. There's like I can't make it into an NFT. I can't sell merch of it. Maybe at some point I'll do like a Patreon. I know from watching other drawing channels that you can do like a Patreon and people can subscribe to that, and then you send them high resolutions of the PNGs of fan art. So like whatever you guys want to do with that, like I can't make prints and sell it or t-shirts and sell it. But if you wanted to take that high res PNG and put it on a t-shirt or like a poster, like there's nothing stopping you from doing that. So I'm probably gonna look into that. It would be nice to like maybe get like a professional microphone and a professional setup. So because right now I'm literally just holding my iPad and I'm sitting in my closet because I want to drown out the noise. So I have a pretty big closet, and I'm like, this is a good recording space. I'll just sit here and talk into my iPad for a while. So if these videos gain popularity, that's what I would like to do is get a nice microphone, maybe get some soundproof foam on my closet, and just kind of like set up a nice little recording studio just to do these. I really enjoy like showing this process and having a way to chat with you guys a little bit more. Like I don't know, I get nervous in like Twitter Spaces and whatever. It's hard for me to hold conversations with people sometimes, but when I'm just sitting by myself and talking, like I don't know, it's a whole different ball game. It's a lot more comfortable for me and a lot easier for me to do. So yeah, I would love to continue doing these. Like hopefully they gain a little bit of traction. Um, so yeah, the line art took me forever, but I finally get done with that. And you can see I pull references back up just to color pick. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. I just kind of I picked out the main colors that I wanted. I wanted the Snorlax to be shiny and the Duskull to be shiny for sure because I really like the way they look, and I thought the shiny Snorlax would look good with the red coat. So that's why he's like this blue instead of the greenish color he usually is, and Duskull's usually like grayish, almost black colored. Um, so yeah, I just kind of set down all my flats, and then I go in and I try a few different things, but I end up just kind of like painting it kind of. Uh, for most of this, I just used the jagged brush and Procreate, and I just kind of lock the transparencies and go through and paint little spots of them. I do something different with the Sylveon because her coloring's kind of weird, and I also kind of wanted to experiment. So I with her I put a multiply layer, and I actually changed it because I didn't like the color I use right here. But I just put a multiply layer over it, and at first I used a purple, and then like I kind of erased and blend and uh, tried to make the shading work with that, and eventually I changed it to like a pink color. And this isn't a technique I use a lot, so I'm not like super happy with how she came out, but it was nice to experiment. I thought I'd just try something different for her because the way her colors are, it doesn't necessarily work with how I was painting everything else. I would have had to put like all the separate colors like on her ears. I would have had to put those all on separate layers and then paint them individually. So I just thought it'd be fun to try this. And yeah, I add some stars. I end up changing those as well. I feel like there was like too much going on here. Um, like I made the stars a little too small, and those are just from a brush pack that I downloaded for Procreate. It's just a star brush, and like it looks pretty nice. It's not bad, but yeah, I think I changed it from here, and this is pretty much it. I just kind of go through and add some little details, add some little touch ups, and I'm pretty happy with how everything came out. Like I said, it was so much fun just to go back through and do some fan art, as opposed to like creating my own unique artwork that I have to design the character, I have to do everything. It's nice to just pick something you like and try to flesh it out and make it like give it your personality. So you can see I changed the multiply layer on her, and I sit and play with that for a while. Um, Eventually it comes out okay, but like I said, I really didn't like how it looked. I think I could have done better, but also it's been 4 days, so I can't spend forever on it. Then I add like a soft light layer. I add a little texture to the ground, and yeah, that's it. I just add my signature, and we're pretty much done. So thank you guys. Love you all.